Hi everyone, good evening. I'm just sharing the link. So give me one moment. All right, I've shared the link. So next step is to share the screen. Let's share the screen. All set. Hi and good evening everyone, and welcome to my daily episode of market analysis for next day. Hi Ram, hi Vani, hi Ali, hi Kajendra, hi Ardi. Good evening. So today was a good day in terms of cooling off of the market, and I had a session earlier in the morning, and we anticipated evening star potential, and we also had the SPX open equal to high. So which was kind of confirmation that yes, it's going to be a sell-off day. And right now we have broken the lows of the day, and the low was 44.035, and we have made 44.02. Now, as I said multiple times in the past, that the EMA and the candle love each other. So it's finally the time where they should come and do a back test. And back test is going to be of really, really importance. If this back test holds, then we can expect some reasonable bounce back. If it fails, then we're going into the gaps, and that gap will be filled. And those will be aggressive sells. All right. So let me start first with my open low high scan. Let me just show you what it was. I even where is open low high? So this is a scan which I have like managed to create based on the price action. This is for the people who are absolutely non-technical into the trading. They can leverage this simple mechanism by setting up a scanner, which is a custom scanner based on the price action. Like I'll just spend 1 minute. You can click, you can start on the scan, you can start for the stock, you can start for the option, you can start anywhere. You can add a filter and add a study called custom. Within the custom, all you need to do is go to open low high. Within custom, just add the condition open equals to low, open equals to high. Open is equal to low, open equals to high, and choose any and click OK. Once you do that, your filter is ready. You can then scan in your default watch list, or you can scan across the board. And what you need to do is simply look at Airbnb. Like today, Airbnb was there, like open was 125.09, low was 125.09. And it went on to make a strong high throughout the day, and even like closed on the highs. Okay, so this can be really, really beneficial if you are looking into the price action. Let's move on to hi Srini, hi Nilesh, bye, hi Ajay. Let's look at our inside day. Okay. I'll just do it 20. Also, I mentioned earlier in the morning that AMD and AVG are perfect shots, and they kind of fructified really nicely. I posted that in my Telegram community very clearly, well before the market, and it worked well. Hi Glary, hi Vineet, hi Kiran, hi Hammer Time. We have Meta, PayPal, that's it. So Meta I did not add, so maybe I'll bring Meta down. Because Meta is not breaking out or breaking down. It's stuck in a range inside the uh let me just scan for bearish candle patterns. I really don't know why these are not showing up. Usually they should. Let me select in all stocks and see. Okay, so it does work, but not in my default watch list. All right, so that's okay. Uh, now let's start from ES. Okay, so in the morning when we were going through the ES, I clearly mentioned that uh, potential evening star is possible. A move to backtest support is there, which is around 43.80. So that is still to be tested. We had failed breakdowns. We went down to 44.10 and then we went on to make 44.30. So that was all there. But in essence, if you look at this book map, let me go to ES book map. Like I'm showing you this book map just to give you a visual overview that where we are and where we could actually find buyers and sellers in a range. So right now, if you see, the support is at around 4,400, and that too is a big order like 426, which is usually a very big order in terms of day or overnight. Like usually in the day, if it's around 150, 200, that's all right. But 426 is a massive order which is placed at 48,400. Under that, I don't see anything. Nope, there's nothing over there. So 4,400 is very critical. On the upside, I have not seen anything yet. So it's not convincingly heavy. So let's come to the chart. So as I said, we are still to make a complete evening star. Evening star will become once we lose 43.95. So 43.95 is the make or break. It will be the first condition which will allow to make this as a perfect evening star. And I'm calling still as an evening star because we had the day 1 candle, day 2 candle, 3, 4, maybe 5. So I'm considering 3, 4, 5 as one candle because the direction is red and it covers the body of day 1 as well as the wick of day 1. So people usually get confused one to pick up uh, the evening star or not. So this is 4395. A break flow 4395 will be a confirmation that yes, this has broken down and will continue to do downside direction. Once we lose 43.95, 43.80 is the first back support, which is really important because every time it has come down and test the back support, it has found the support and then it continued this journey. So the 12 EMA 4380 is going to be really, really solid support. Bias is neutral to short. I would say now I'm moving towards 40 to 60%. I will start calling this as evening star on daily. Aggressive sell below 4380 to 4325 is there. Now my stop loss will move. Stop loss will move to area which is 4416, 4417. You see, the close here, the open here, the close here, the kind of high. It's in this range. So 4410 to 4416 is a good stop loss if you're trying short. You can try short around 44.56, keep a stop loss of 44.10, look out for 43.95 and 43.80. If during the day, right, if you see that yes, 12 EMA is getting broken and we're heading down, you can actually add some intraday SPX puts, because break of this will be really, really important and it can actually push it down. There are two possible catalysts which can aggregate or aggravate this sell. Number one is the UK inflation, which is coming, which has come, it has gone higher, and maybe ECB, like England Central Bank or UK Central Bank, Bank of England, sorry, not Central Bank, that's European Central Bank of England, may do a hike more than what is anticipated, maybe 25 basis point. We need to see, because I'm not following the Bank of England regime, but Bank of England, like looking at the inflation, they will have to push the interest rates. And that is a similar concern I have in America, that inflation has come down, but the core inflation is stringent. It's not cooling off. It's still hovering around 5 and 5.5%. And usually when it's basing around that, it's going to flag out on the higher side. And the amount of money which has flown into the stocks from October, and you can clearly see now uh, in the market that if the market has to go up, money will come out from tech into Dow Jones stocks, or the Dow Jones stocks will stay and the tech will push up. Index has gone up because the money is concentrated into like 5, 7 stocks, and those are heavy component size, heavy weightage into the indexes. Now, concern is that if liquidity, because liquidity problem will start to come any moment from June end to September, will be able to manage it or not. Right now, we are just rotating from tech to industrial, sometimes to banks. But this is going to be a really difficult market in the next 3 months. I am giving you a very clear sign. It's people is considering this as a bull market. Yes, Nasdaq has definitely rallied from the bottom to here. So did SPX. But let's see if it is a fake breakout on a monthly candle or it's actually a bull flag in consolidation. All right. So I just gave you all that so that you can have a clear visibility of where we are heading in the next few days. So now my stop loss is 44. I'll give 15. So for the shorts, I would like to sell if it comes around 44, 10. My target is 4395, 4380. 4380 is the 12 EMA. Be mindful of that. Then there is a gap, which is 4348. So possibility of sell-off is high. All right. In case you want to try a bullish bias, I would try only above 44.25. I do not want to try in between. Tail breakdown, you can look like we already made a low of what, like I would say if we can break 43.95 and come back above 44.10 or 44.05, look for this breakdown, fail breakdown situation. So targets are 44.51 and 44.60. Not bad in terms of buying opportunities, but if market has to sustain, we need to see the bigger stocks like Microsoft or Apple to hold. If they start to lose, then tech will sell off. All right. Let's move on to Nasdaq or NQ. NQ saw some serious sell off today, and NQ is a complete evening star because it has covered the body. This was the total piece. Now here the negative candle took over, covered half of it, and then the rest is followed by today. So all in all, it has covered the entire candle. Now this has become an important evening star. Again, it has come down to a support of 15,000. 15,000 has been a really good solid support, and this is a benchmark line. The moment we lose 15,000, I think it will be really bad. Stop loss, if you want to keep 15,105. So NQ again, 40-60 ratio. Stop loss is 15,108. This was 15,107. 15,108. Sell below. I really want to sell below 15,000. Or if you want to sell, you can sell around, like, my main thing is if we can break below 15,000, sell will be aggressive. So 15,000. And then we can see a back test of 14,941. And again, we have gaps. And as I said, gaps will be filled. So 14,950, 940. One more is the Fibonacci of 14,838. 14, or I'll say 838. 14,735. So it's an evening star. As I said, aggressive sell is right there. On the positive side, I will only go long above 1500, 108. If it is holding above 15,108, I would love to see 15,200, 260. And one thing to keep in mind that for the last many weeks, first 3 days of the week have been negative, and Thursday, Friday, we get the push. This may not be the same this time. We may actually have continuation on the sell side. Because if Bank of England increases the rate, and as Jeremy Powell is always saying, then yes, we have the wiggle room to add more interest rate. With Bank of England raising the rates, I think the potential to increase the rates on the US side will also increase substantially. So be mindful of that. Again, 15,000 break and come back above 15,050. Triple Q. Triple Q is around 361, and I would like to sell this below 360. So 361.50 is my stop loss now, which was my target. So 361.50. See, in every trade, first of all, you need to define how much is your stop loss and how much you're ready to lose. Once you have that fear out, you can actually focus on a trade. You can continue to hold on a trade. Problem is, most of the time, what we do is we enter a trade without even defining our loss. So just try this as a principle that if you know your loss first, you'll be able to hold on to your positions much longer. I would like to sell below the 12 EMA, which is 360.20. And my targets will be 355.80. And then 350.165. It's sell below 12 EMA. Sell below 12 EMA, which is 360.25. Now, where should we buy? Buy only above 363.25. Why 363? That's the doji. That's the open. And in the last two times, it has come down and found the support. So 361, 363.25 is a good uh, base. So once we cross it, we have the potential to test 365 and then 367.50. $365, $367.50. Same thing, make a no low below 60, come back about 362. That's about the indexes, ES, NQ, and triple Q. Apple. So Apple, I was anticipating it will come to 183, 180 to 250. It came down right there, exactly to the point, and bounced. I think there's much more to it now. Break of this will open 177. So let's aim for that, because the sentiment is, it found the support at 61, did a back test. So all in all, it shows a positive setup. But I, like, when I was looking at the Heikinishi chart, it is showing me an evening star. So I would consider this, sorry, I would consider this an evening star, and I would like to sell below 183.35. So Apple sell is right there. 182 was my target. It came now. Sell below. It closed at 183. So I want to sell at 180. My stop loss is 184.40. Sell below 183.35. Target is 182.50. A break below 182 will open 180.80. And it is short. Hammer and then a breakdown. So today it back tested 61.8% Fibonacci, which is really strong support, and 12 EMA as well. AMD sell below 116 for 109, which was clearly evident. And once I finished my thing, I mentioned that yes, we could see aggressive sell. So you see one more important learning, which I have shared with you all multiple times. Failure from a 61.8 will always come down to 23.6, and it is right there. The gap is still to be filled. Now 34 EMA, which is 112 12 something, 1278. This is the 34 EMA. This should provide some serious resistance. Now the gap is there. We need to fill that gap. I think this area, the gap should be filled. Like people were looking at some aggressive call buying in, let's open AMD, call buying happening in AMD for 140 calls. But like 90% of the people just see something on the news or on the Twitter, and they just start to follow it without even confirming what is happening. So look at these ones. These are calendars like iron condors. They're adding 170 put, selling 132 put. Okay. And then they are doing a spread here as well. 200 put and 135 put. And these are like calendar spreads. So they know that yes, they are going to get much more from this. And 140, 140. Yeah, people were talking about this 140 call. But look at the very important aspect of these calls. These calls started at 11:47. The stock price was 113. The option price was 440, roughly 440. So now the price is like this is a 1 minute candle. The price has moved up. The option price has also moved up to 445. Okay. But price has gone up to 130, 51, 113.70. Is the price moving higher? No. At this point, the people who added right here, if you calculate the number of lots, they are exiting. And you will see the price of the option kind of in the same range. It's no, it's holding right here, 440. But it was 220 and now it closed at 1012. Tomorrow, keep an eye on this particular uh, strike, AMD October 20, because it has time, plus it covers earnings. It has a open interest. Let me just take a screenshot. And once we take a screenshot, it's easier to remember. This is AMD 120 call. I only need this information. I'm copying it and putting it on my public channel. But tomorrow morning, I'd like to see the change in the open interest for these calls. As of now, I am a clear believer that yes, 112.78 will be a good resistance. AMD is short. Sell on rise to 112, 113. Stop loss, I want to keep. But this was a gap in the history. Let's look at the historical prices as well. 114.25 is a stop loss. And look out for 111, 108.90. 108.90 will be really solid for AMD. You can sell if AMD rises to 112, 113 area, and then buy puts. The theme is clearly very solid in this range, so keep an eye on this. Now, because we have failure of 61.8 Fib testing, 23.6%. Amazon, like, I'm kind of disappointed with Amazon in the last few days. Uh, it's making higher highs, higher lows, and consolidating, and finally it's trying to lose. The news came in about the impact of FTC revelation that yes, they are kind of charging their customers or pushing their customers to renew their Prime benefits forcefully, but then they declined. But Amazon was the first one to be green this morning. Again, got rejected from 127 area and then made the new low. But somehow it managed to hold on to the 12 EMA, but it's definitely making a lower low. So now with Amazon, it's lower low, lower high, back tested 12 EMA multiple times, maybe twice in 2 days. So, like any comment in red is negative. I'll still keep one last try on Amazon, 124.50, because it's holding that area to bounce toward 127, 128. And otherwise, if it loses this area, 120 is possible. Sell below 124.50 for 120.6. CRM, like it was one of the good setups I had, but it's a massive sell. Again, came into the same zone where it was starting. So it's hard, but I would call this as an inside day for CRM. It's bearish engulfing inside day. I'll still keep it neutral because it has not gone down below the 12 EMA. But if it loses 207, and look at the CRM has not lost the 34 EMA since the beginning of March, where it was 160. 160 to 207. The moment it loses 207, it opens up the big can of worms. Because if I try to see, this is going like this, and this is going right here. So we should find support at 201. So I'm going to be taking put below 208. The CRM is I will keep CRM sell here, sell below 207.50 or 201.25. Otherwise, 207.50 is the stop loss. Buy near 208 in case it finds the support. 211.75. It was struggling to cross 211.75 today. Once it lost that, and then 214.60. I'm keeping it neutral just because it's there. Coin Mara, right? They have rallied a lot. Let me just check if they're still running. The Bitcoin is still running. I think all these companies have some more legs to them. But I'm kind of like done with them, so I'm removing them from my list because they're really not. Mara, Royd, MSTR, everything. So let me think about something here. Oh, we have Meta to add. Let's add Meta. Charts. Meta. So Meta is an inside day. You see right there, it's an inside day. Uh, I don't know what's the like. There is news regarding cage fight between Elon Musk and something. That's absolutely insane. But if market see, uh, Meta went up because everybody was thinking that TikTok will be banned in America. I still use TikTok. Like I even made an account recently on a TikTok. It is not banned yet, and I don't see that happening. So how would Meta gain from anything? Right now, Meta is super overvalued at this time. It has rallied a lot from 88 to 281 since January, and that is absolutely insane. I think last time when it came to this area, it was supposed to fill the gap. If it's not able to fill the gap, I think we may see some serious sell off happening. And if you see this level of 279, which was my previous Fibonacci, I'm bringing it back, and I'm gonna sell below this area. So Meta, I'm short, selling below 279.35. Stop loss should be 281.81. Target will be 274, which is the 12 EMA, and then 267. I'm short on Meta. FedEx has done the job, so I don't want to cover FedEx. Let's find something else. Google finally broke down. Google finally broke down, and the level it was holding 122 is gone. Previously, it has come down to this area, but has not come down to test 34 EMA. I think if Google has to go down further, it needs to break down here, and then the gap opens up. Exactly same thing happened in AMD. So I'll be more inclined to see the loss of 119.50 on Google. So Google from neutral, I'm converting to short. My stop loss is uh, as we will talk to you once like I finish my thing. 120.55. Still below 119.50. Breakdown after extreme consolidation. So this is the consolidation which was happening and the breakdown has happened. So we should not ignore it because price tries to manage this, and you can clearly see it is holding the 12 EMA since March, 34 EMA since March. So the loss of 34 EMA will be significant and it will come into the gap. So first area will be around this 115.75. And like if it starts to go down, the sell-off will be quick. 112.94. Uh, IWM. IWM is again a dodgy after a dodgy uh, higher high, lower low. It's in a confused state. But I think if something which can push higher is IWM. So I'll still positive. I'll keep the stop loss of 183.50. I want to buy above 12 EMA, 84, buy near 84.50. Target is 186.50. 190. I'm reducing the blue line because it is losing that momentum. I'm just keeping it in green. Oracle, I posted in the community once again. From 122, it wanted to make 123. It's one of the, like, again, it's a dodgy. It found the support and then bounced. Now this 120 area should be significant. Uh, it's a kind of a break, because like when you're coming from 127 to 120, that's a 5% down. And if you have a dodgy, it means there's a change in the direction. So we need to be very careful here. If it holds 122, it's fine. Otherwise, we need to get in the different direction. So this statement is fine. Just telling sell below 120 or 117, 114. If market has to go higher, I'm positive on Amazon CRM. If market has to go down, I'm negative on Meta and Google as of now. Netflix finally made the put butterfly, and it's coming to break the 12 EMA, which was also the breakout zone. There was a gap which is filled today. Also the breakout of this inside day. So a break below the 12 EMA will be now really interesting. The 421.25. Netflix, now I am short, and it came almost 421 today. 430 to 421, not a bad trade. So sell below 421.25. We don't need only now. Stop loss will be the high of this candle, which is 426. And like with Netflix, the stop loss is always bigger. And target is 406. And 400, like 406 will be big. 414 and 46. 406 and 414. Continuation. Nvidia almost came to this trend line. I think Nvidia might try to test this 12 EMA as well. Since the like earnings, it is consolidating, and not even a single time it has come down. So I think 409 will be an excellent area to go long. But as of now, if I ignore the body, it's a perfect inside day. And if I go with the principle, so I'll be interested to sell below 426. Stop loss is 430. Target is 420. 409.50. And like I was looking at Nvidia, similar to AMD, like there was some excellent calls which came in. The puts also were there right at the end. 420 puts. for this week. Like people were setting up calendar spreads and everything. They have an investor day tomorrow, but if you look at the 425 calls, they were kind of sold. When the price was, because the price of the stock was coming down, the option price was also coming down. So people who added these puts may have exited, but tomorrow we need to be checking them for NVIDIA. So keep an eye out NVIDIA, please. PayPal was kind of holding it today. It's an inside day, which is good after a good solid move. And I will keep the stop loss of 67 now. And I would like to buy near 68. Roblox broke down massively. And you see, whenever it has broken down this big, it has continued into the next day. And it was consolidating. Similar to gold, it was consolidating and finally like it broke down. So if we have to sell this, like 36 is a really good area for Roblox. 36, yep, 36. So I'll be now selling this with a stop loss of 40. Roblox is now short. So my stop loss is 39. Sell below 38. 36. Yes, I don't see it's going below 36. Broke down. BA. BA is like making a potential morning star. So 212.50. I think the levels are same for BA. 1450 to 16 to 19. Yep. So if it can cross 212, try a long on BA. And it's a morning star, so green. Tesla could not cross 279.70, which was the high, and made a bearish engulfing candle. Now, if Tesla loses 259, I would say this area is 256. We could see 246 and the gap. So Tesla came to 261. Now I want to sell Tesla below 256. I'll keep it 50-50. It's a very weird stock. If it starts to fall, it keeps on falling. 250, 246. On the short side. On the upside, I would only go long out to 65. Stop loss is 259. Here my stop loss will be 262. In between 262 to 259, I would not even trade Tesla. On the long side, 272, 272, 284. 272, 279.7. That's Tesla. Zoom, I'm not doing, so maybe I'll be picking up Snow, and we have to cover Microsoft. So Snow has an event next week, but again, it broke down. I think I'll be more than happy if it comes to 161. I'll be buying Snow around that. I really like to buy Snow around 169. So I'll be a buyer in Snow, buy on dip 169, 170 area. Stop loss is this area where it is finding some level of support. 167, 50. And my targets will be 173 and 178. 173.4, 177.95. So again, I'm looking for it to come down, and then I will add. No, they have like even for tomorrow. Last one in my list is Microsoft. Microsoft, like since 350.47 has come down. Today they announced something with Accenture. So 334.60. If it loses, then it's going to be trouble. But otherwise, if it regains 334.60, so Microsoft, I'm keeping in neutral. Buy above 12 EM 334.60. Stop loss, I will keep of 330, 333. Target is 338.39. 338. And then 340. This is Microsoft. And sell below 333. 328. And then 323. Okay, I'm pretty much done. LRCX, let me pick up LRCX. LRCX is also breaking down, a rejection of 38. 610 should be a big uh, resistance. If you want to try long above 613 only. There are gaps on LRCX which needs to be filled. They'll be filled. All right, guys. Thank you for joining. Any questions anybody has? Otherwise, I'm done. I'll wait for your response. In between, let me just copy this and arrange them alphabetically. You want Zoom link? That's surprisingly no. Nobody shows up on Zoom. I'll share the Zoom link. There you have Zoom link. Anybody who wants to join, the Zoom link is there. Thank you, Mr. Doc.
Navalpaji.
Yes, sir.
So first, thank you for all you do for us, brother. And secondly, regarding NVIDIA, do you see any on the upside, any levels can you give?
On the upside, NVIDIA had like 460s and 468 level. Like this is the level 465 and 484.
First, thank you for all you do for us, brother. And secondly, regarding NVIDIA, do you see?
I am getting your echo back, Aditya. Ramya, speakers can speak, and like it's very difficult to comprehend what speakers will speak. It more depends on what comes out from the Bank of England rate decision. If the rate decision is negative, or it meaning that they are doing a hike, that will resonate in Fed's mind that inflation has come back in England. It may come back in America. And if that does, they have the raise higher rates more. And right now, looking at the market, everybody is cheering the bull market. So Fed is not even worried about it. So they clearly and forcefully want to convey that, yes, we want to increase the rates and the rate cuts are not having this year. Aditya, it's like 463, which is coming, and then 484.
Okay. And lastly, Paji, you showed the black box for the option flow. Can we take a screenshot of that, please, just like we took?
This is for NVIDIA 425.
I'm not sure whether, I think there was a lot of flow for 430 also, but
Let's look at 430 because I have a few minutes. So let's spend time on 430. 430 of this week or next week? Next week.
My friend sent me for this week. I don't know. I don't have black box.
So this is black box, which is for next week, 430. Okay.
Yep.
So no, they were clear sell. They were clear sells. You can see why I'm so confident.
So if there were sells, that means it's bearish.
Yes, just look at, like, before you comprehend anything, let's look at the price. The price of the stock was 432. The price of the option was $13. Price came down by $1.50. Option price came down by $1. Almost $1. $1.10. Price came down. Option price came down further. Price came up. Option prices were still. So this is a sell. So 180, 258, 300, 400. So 448, 1100 contracts are there. So if we look at the open interest, the open interest is 8305 and the volume is this much. So we need to see, because these contracts are only 1100. This really impact.
So that's not very big flow, right?
See, it comes in only the last few minutes. That's about 500,000. Let's clear and check for another.
425.
Let's go one by one. Then we have 728 440. It's like preconceived trades blocks, so I'll ignore them. 420 puts are there, 420 calls I don't see. 425 puts are there, which is the biggest one of the lots.
Yeah, this seems to be the biggest.
But the dollar amount is not significant.
Okay.
And that's the trouble, that it is not giving you a clear picture. I really want a bigger dollar amount. The bigger dollar amount, like millions, these are calendar spreads. So this is like 420 put, but it's only one. And that's for $250,000. So not a big number. Let's look at 410. So 410 puts were coming. And the same logic. 432, it was 0.55. It went on to 433.36 and they exited, but it kind of regained the premium back to 0.55 at 430 area. So again, not a massive increase in the price, a little, because the stock came down somewhat, $3, but not enough dollar amount. The problem is that they let me just try to filter. Let me just keep less multi-legs. There are more than 300 contracts trades. Problem is, even if I download them, I'll not be able to get the complete list. It's only to 139. So it doesn't give me a clear picture. Let me filter out the blocks. No, so many options that it's not giving me a clear picture. 425 puts were not so great. 430 calls. 430 calls we already did, that they were yeah, 430 calls were also sold. You can clearly see. At 428, the price was 1149. 429, $12, 431, 13. And then it came down. And when the price is 430, which is higher than here, the price is almost in the same zone. So again, like the dollar amounts are not so significant that I can tell you that yes, these are sold or not. So tomorrow we need to check in the morning what's happening with NVIDIA.
Okay. Any screenshot, any specific strike I need to take?
No, it's not clear.
Okay. And Bhai, last thing is on the left of your screen in black box, you see NVIDIA count 1056, value 60.94. Does that?
It means that the number of trades they have captured.
But does it mean they are bullish? Because that's what it says.
If you go by this, then you will have difficulties.
Okay. So this is not very accurate.
This is considering all the block deals as well.
Mm-hmm.
And in the block deals, like supposedly you have multi-leg as well. So any buy leg will be in the positive, sell leg will be in the negative. So it doesn't give you a clear picture.
Okay.
So I do not look at the bullish in the beginning.
And if we can we just lastly look at the most active calls, does that show us anything?
No, it doesn't show anything.
Okay.
It means the number of volume. That's it.
Okay.
Like, most active calls for Tesla, 62 million. And where it was, 5% down. Where it is in the after hours, 1% down.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't mean anything.
Okay. So a lot of novice investor or retail traders think that if it is coming bullish flow and most active calls, then it will go up tomorrow.
One thing which I'll share with you all, because we are working on this, is to have, come on, first of all, extend hours gone. In the studies, add a dart volume profile. We already have that. Add net option data. Delta. Why this coming in two boxes? That's weird. And now gone. I'm keeping 50. Why I have two scales? That's so weird. Anyways, so you see there are three lines. The blue line shows you the positive calls. The orange line shows you the puts. Now, if you want puts to make money, you want orange line to go down like this. If you want calls to make money, you want blue line to go up. But in this case, we have orange line up, which is coming down. We have blue line up, which is also coming down. So it's kind of a confused state. That's one thing. Second study which I prefer is net option dollar flow. And I'm gonna remove only. So these are the dotted lines where you will see. So here you will see the calls which were bought, bringing in this much money, 51, 81, and 13 million. So based on this, you need to interpret it. There are definitions. So let me open that definition and explain it to you. There are three lines like pink, yellow, and blue. These dotted lines. Pink, yellow, and blue. Pink dictates the value of contract expiring to infinity. We don't know like until any expiry which is available. Calculate the yellow shows you the option dollar value for the next 7 days, and blue shows for the next month. So this gives you an idea that how much money is added or is there in this particular contract. You see, for pink, the dollar amount has gone up. There were calls, so they were gone up. This was done for 7 weeks. So there was significant call volume which came around 12 o'clock on NVIDIA. So let's check that. NVIDIA. And it should be weekly because the weekly yellow line has gone up. So let's look at weekly only.
But it also will include the put, right? This is for both.
This is the net. So it came, let's validate that, right? We have the data in front of us. 12:45. There was some significant buying which happened, which added money. 12:40, 12:40.
12:44, there is a big one.
There were calls which came at this, but this is not 4:30. 12:45. Because I'm looking at the weeklies. Maybe I need to get out of the weeklies. Yeah, 435. There's $1 million call which came in 435. That's $1 million call which pushed it higher, and it is like 2 weeks out. And those calls, there's a 420 put which was sold for 728. That's 2 lots, like 200 as well. These were also sold. So that kind of pushed with the 1.5 million. Well, this is the dollar amount for the calls, 87, 86, and 78 million. So these are the calls which are
These
open.
puts were sold, right?
These puts were sold.
But that's for
again, we
end
need
of
to
next
check
month.
in tomorrow because they have significant time and hardly open interest.
Yeah, that's end of next month, right?
Yes. So we need to see for tomorrow what's happening. Because right now, option flow is not giving any clear picture on NVIDIA.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Naval bhai.
No problems. Thank you guys for joining in. I don't see anybody else joining Zoom. Take care. Good night. I'll post this information.